TJ, how rewarding was that defensive performance against Iowa State after what happened against TCU?
Yeah, I mean it felt really good, especially in the back end as a whole defense. Seeing what we kind of put up against TCU just wasn't our standard, and to kind of go into a number 32 ranked offense and be able to stay in and hone our ground was amazing. There's a lot of things that happened during the game that we just kind of had to bow up on, and I thought we did a really good job of that. But just overall, it was amazing. Everybody just knew that we were on the road and all we had was each other. And if there was a mistake, no one was on anybody. We were just to the next play. And I really think that was just the kind of whole Sam going into the game for the defense.
What do you think went into the success of low red zone for you guys? Because it seemed like you guys got them off the field in key scenarios and forced them to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of getting our feet into the ground and just getting the play call. I think whenever we're able to do that, we're a really good defense. So we've been getting better at that every week. But when we're in the red zone, low red zone, we kind of understand that it's a very important point in the game, and that can dictate, and which I think it really did dictate, us winning the game or not, was how well we played in the low red zone. But it's just pretty much, I believe, just getting our feet in the ground and just playing hard. I think that was our biggest difference this week.
Could you talk a little bit about what Colorado does offensively, and obviously have a ton of skill and a ton of speed on offense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their offense is definitely probably one of the best we'll see. I think this quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, is the best one we've seen this year, or we will see this year. But as far as the receivers go, obviously Travis Hunter, he's a really good player. He's just a great football player, and they have other great receivers as well. But kind of what they do is they love to kind of get their guys into space, and they're really good after the catch. So tackling in open space is going to be a really big deal this week. You kind of want to make them drive the field. They're a big play team, so like I said before, making them drive the field is something that no offense really wants to do. They love big plays, and their offense definitely feeds off big plays. So being able to tackle and just kind of bow up to these guys is going to be the best way to do it. We're going to get in man-to-man situations, and you're going to have to win your one-on-one. The hat's on our head. The hat is on our head this week as DBs, and we got to step up to the challenge and take it.
Since we didn't talk to you after the TCU game, tell us about your interception. Give us some quick reactions there.
Yeah, it was just kind of from film study. One receiver to the boundary. It was a whole lot of glance, RPO glance. So I know every quarterback reads the boundary safety. So me stepping up, it kind of tells him hey, he's playing the run just because he's fitting that B gap. But I mean, essentially, I kind of acted like I was, but my eyes were on Hoover the whole time. So I saw him kind of tracing the receiver behind me. So I mean, last week before it was Baylor, I got my hand up on a ball and I thought that I should have picked it. And going into TCU, I was like, there's going to be a similar play where I'm going to be able to jump up and go get one. So just timed it perfectly, and essentially I thought it was just going to be kind of up near my head, but it was all the way over here. Just was able to redirect my hands in time and get the interception.
Speaking of interceptions, Tech is ranked 14th in the nation and 3rd in the Big 12 as far as that stat goes, with 11 coming from you and Chapman. How's that kind of meant for you that you two have been kind of the key ball hawks for this defense?
Yeah, I mean it's a great deal, especially on Chap's part. I mean he's missed some games, but for him to still have 3 picks, which I think is amazing. But for us to for your 2 high safeties to have 6 picks altogether, I think it kind of just allows the rest of the defense to know that we're able to go get balls when it's in the air. And so if you're an underneath player or D lineman or what sort, it kind of just it makes you feel good that you kind of have a security blanket that if the ball's in the air, we have as much of a chance as the receiver does, and we have the same amount of hands that a receiver does. So it does signify that we have great ball skills.
Obviously, interception is a key stat for you, but you're also the 3rd leading tackler on the team, only behind Jacob and Ben Roberts. How's that kind of been for you that you're also going after the ball, whether it's on the run or in the air?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of I think I'm a very versatile player. So last year I felt I was more of a kind of a run stopping player. Even though I had 2 picks, I felt they were kind of just gimmies a little bit, and I had to kind of go get my picks more this year. So I think it's just kind of just lets everybody know how versatile I am. I can be in the box and fit the run, but I can also be over top and go get the ball. So I think it's kind of I've been able to display my skills this year when it comes to both of those things.
With how competitive the top of the Big 12 is right now, do you guys view this game at all as like a winner you're out kind of game?
We just kind of, I don't really know about, everybody's situation on, how to make it to the top, but we're just kind of worried about going 1-0. So I'm just worried about this game and taking it one at a time. So I don't really know how far it goes. If we won or we lost, what would they have to do? I don't really know about all of that. I'm just worried about going 1-0 this weekend.
You think you didn't play too much with Jacob last year because he was out, but now that he's out there with you, what have you seen from him and what do you bring to the defense overall?
From who? Sorry.
Jacob.
Oh yeah, Jacob. He's a great. He's a great player, even better guy. And if something happens to you on the field, he's the first one to pick you up and say what's next. And what he's been able to do this season. I played with a lot of linebackers even at San Diego State, and I haven't seen a guy make the plays that he's had and have such an emphasis on what he does through practice. There's just not a lot of guys who come around that can, things happen in the game and they come from practice, but you see it strictly from practice. You see every day on tape, Jacob punching at the ball. And we all know how good he is at that and how many plays he's made from that. So to see somebody be able to do that and have things transition in the game, it makes myself and others, really focus on things we have to focus on in practice for us to be able to perfect them for the game.
All good with CJ? All right, thank you.
Thanks, CJ.